Virgo babies. This is your June 2026 love reading. First, we're going to look at the general overview of your love life and the general kind of vibe of your love life for the month. And then we're going to look at what the person on your mind is thinking about you. So, starting with the general overview of your love life for the month, Virgo, we've got to start the Nine of Swords. You're feeling a little anxious, or somebody's feeling anxious about you, but there's just like a lot of feelings right now in your mind. Let's see what else we got. The Queen of Swords. It's possible that something was said that felt harsh, or either you said something or somebody else did, but there's just some harsh feelings right now, or some harshness, or maybe not even harshness, but like decisions and things happening that are more based in like logic and like in intellect than they are emotion, and that might be hard for some people. All right, let's keep going with just the general overview of your love life for the month, Virgo. We've got the Knight of Cups. It's very possible that you might be meeting somebody this month. A horn just honked outside, so I like that energy. But it's very possible that somebody's offering you a love offering, and if this doesn't necessarily have to do with like permanent, it doesn't have to be forever. This could be asking you on a date, but there's someone that is feeling something special about you. All right, let's keep going with the general overview of your love life for the month, Virgo. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is your second night in a row. There's like this protective energy, this grounding energy, this movement in your love life. If there, it's very possible that you could be meeting somebody this month, but if you don't, if that's not a part of your story, then you're getting more grounded with what you want and you're really stepping out and getting ready to pursue it. So maybe you like change the way you dress, or you started using an app, but you're doing something to be very active in what your love life looks like. All right, let's see what else we've got in terms of the general vibe of your love life for the month. And then we're going to see what the person on your mind is thinking or feeling about you. We've got the Page of Wands. So it's possible that you might be having some fun times, like physically fun times with someone this month. That is definitely there because the Page of Wands is this like, it's like this pubescent boy energy, all of these like hormones and stuff. All right, let's see what else we've got. The Star. This is very beautiful. Virgo, this is saying that, like, especially with this Knight of Cups, you could be meeting somebody this month that really, like, just blows your mind in terms of like how together they have their life, but they're not just like their life isn't just together in terms of like the material world stuff. Like they're a grounded person emotionally, spiritually, if that's important to you. But just the ways that they interact with people, they're very grounded, and they're so special, and you never felt or you never thought you would meet somebody that has this energy. So you're feeling very connected, you're feeling very good, but that might be where this anxiety is coming from too, because sometimes when we meet people that we really like, we might get anxious around them, or we might just have want too much, have our expectations might not be in alignment with reality. So right now, if you're feeling stressed about somebody that you've met, or that you're getting that is interested in you, has expressed some interest in you, I would just get grounded. Is what I would do. I would fall back on trusting yourself, because the Star is energy of being able to trust yourself and trust the universe and just trust what you already have. Let me get that card that fell. So the card that fell is the Four of Cups. There's this possibility that you're feeling a little bit like maybe disengaged, or you don't want the person, if there's somebody that you're meeting this month, you don't want them to feel like you're too thirsty, and so you're kind of trying to disengage. But like Virgo, you don't have to do that because you're already so special. Whoever sees you, if they think you're thirsty, then like you don't have time for them, because you're not thirsty, you're just expressing yourself. So don't try to hide yourself this month with your love life. Be open about your feelings, Virgo. Let's see what else we have about the general energies. We got the Four of Swords. So you could be you might want to stay home. And if you feel like you want to stay home, that's okay. But just keep in mind that there's some energy trying to get towards you of this Knight of Cups of like it's like a knight in shining armor. That's literally what the Knight of Cups energy is. So if you feel like you want to stay home, because that's what Four of Swords energy is, staying home where it's safe and resting. Cool, you do you. But just keep in mind you have some very special and also like sexual energy that is surrounding you right now or your love life, these possibilities that could happen. Keep in mind, tarot is like a weather report, so things can change at any moment. So just keep that in mind. All right, Virgo, we're going to look at what the person on your mind is thinking or feeling about you right now. So let's take a look at that. And then we'll pull some oracle cards about your love life for the month. Ooh. We've got the Ace of Swords. So the person wants to get to know you. They want to get to know you on an intellectual level because swords is our intellect, but they also want to get to know you on a physical level. And they're thinking about you and they're thinking about how they can create like a moment where you accidentally bump into each other, but they're thinking about you. Let's see what else we've got in terms of what the person on your mind is thinking and feeling. We've got the Eight of Swords. They are feeling this, so they want to come towards you. They want to get to know you, but they are feeling a little bit like anxious or just like held back for whatever reason. Maybe they have some commitments in their life that is keeping them from being able to engage with you. For some reason, I feel like maybe this is somebody's like work or something. Um, if I scream, you'll donate, Bridget. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna scream, but I appreciate you watching. um, so this person could just feel like there's something holding them back. It might be having to do with work. Maybe this is somebody that like you're a subordinate or they're your boss or something. I don't know. But there's a reason why this person wants to get to know you, but they can't. Let's get some more information, Virgo, on what the person on your mind is thinking or feeling about you. Ooh. We'll take both of these that fell out. We've got the Chariot and we've got your second star card. Cute. I love that you have two stars because that means there's a lot of special energy in your love life right now, Virgo. There's a lot of like, it's like blessings. If you believe in like a higher power or something, there's like blessings right now in your love life. But we've also got the Chariot. There could have to do with like, this could have to do with like a Cancer or a Pisces or an Aquarius, but there's a whole lot of change right now happening. So you have to be open to it. Virgo, you have to be open to maybe doing something differently or maybe viewing somebody differently. But if you're stuck in your feelings right now, your anxieties, and that's causing you to stay home, that might be really the thing that you have to change. Like you have to move because we have the Four of Swords, which is like just being safe, playing it safe, and there's nothing wrong with playing it safe. I am a fan for playing it safe. However, the cards are saying with your love life, if you can bring that chariot energy where things move and you shift, it can be so special this month. You can start so many, you can have what you want. If you want to date a lot of people, then there's that opportunity. Or if you want to maybe meet a person, there's that opportunity. But whatever you want, but you do have to like make that change. You do have to be willing to shift from like staying home and maybe isolating yourself or just not feeling comfortable talking to people to engaging with folks. Let's get some more cards on how the person on your mind is thinking. We've got the Daughter of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. This is your second page card. Lots of like page energy. Um, right now, the person on your mind is very curious to know like just your story, to know how you've changed, to know how you've grown. Maybe how you've gotten to where you are in life, but the person on your mind wants to get to know you, and you might, if you want to get to know them back, you need to take that first step, Virgo, because they're like a little bit stuck in their cocoon. They're not really being able to, I don't know, feel like they're comfortable to approach you. So you might have to approach them first. All right, let's get some more on how the person on your mind is feeling about you. We've got the Seven of Wands. Again, another barrier. They're feeling like there's something in between. There's a reason that they can't interact with you. I'm just going to say the same thing. We're going to move on to the oracles because the cards are saying the same thing over and over again. You have to open the doors for them. If you have to extend an invitation if you want them to get to be in your life. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards with some like oracle numbers and stuff like that. Maybe we'll use a few oracle decks today. Hi, Diva's Goddess. Welcome to the reading. You say, hi, my beautiful friend. May I ask why the music box is significant? Yes, the reading is almost done, so I'll answer your question after the reading. The reading has about 5 more minutes or so. Okay, so some oracle cards for Virgo's love reading. We've got divination, number 14. So you just have that Seven of Swords. So I'm just going to say that, like, obviously if you're watching this tarot card reading, you are into some sort of divination. But if there's any other divination, you want to pay attention to that, especially if you pull your own cards, if you read your own cards, or if you're able to go to a reader and get a reading one-on-one, that might really help you right now. And let's get some more oracle cards for Virgo's love life. And also, you might meet somebody romantic that could be in a spiritual space, or they could be a spiritual person. And success, number 20. So there's some very good energy around your love life. Things to work out how you want them to, Virgo, without you having to try that hard. Like, yes, you have to shift and change and grow, but that's easy for you because you're a Virgo. You're good at stuff like that. You're good at adapting, especially when you know it's in your best interest. And we got wisdom, 22. So this goes along very well with all of these divination, wisdom, paying attention and trusting the signs you get. The universe leads you to this place of success. I think it makes a lot of sense. So let's get another oracle card. We're going to get an oracle card from our this is like the another Pacific Northwest oracle. I'm reading with Pacific Northwest deck and oracle today. All right. Prickly Pear, 57, sensing a growing vigilance. So the cards are asking you to protect yourself, protect the situation, protect the integrity of the situation by trusting your wisdom, by being willing to extend the first like offering of communication, because the person might be feeling like a prickly pear. Let's get another oracle card. We've got Moose, number 13, conceding an animal's powerful control. So remembering that there's going to be some things in this world that are out of your control, Virgo. And if something is out of your control and you feel like you want to, you want to have say over how it turns out, then you're going to have to shift and you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change the things that you have control over, the things you can grow and alter. That's what you want to do this month, Virgo. So I think this looks really good. You had 2 stars this reading this month, Virgo. That is beautiful. So you're gonna have a great month. Happy Pride. And now we're going to shift the reading to the portion where I will answer some questions for folks specifically. And you can drop them in the comments. So, first off, thank you, Bridget, for coming. And Diva's Goddess, your question is what about the music box? Why is the music box significant? Okay. Why is the music box significant? The Virgo part of the reading is over, and now I'm answering questions. So if you have a question, you can drop it in the comments, and I will answer. I'll pull a couple cards for you if you have a personal question. And the Virgo part of the reading will be available as soon as it's done processing. Aw, thank you. Love you too, Virgo. Diva's Goddess. I appreciate you. All right, so the music box, why is it significant? Hmm, interesting. So we got the Devil card. This could have to do with the Capricorn divas, but I would also say that the music box has to do with some sort. It's like used as a tool for something to get. The word manipulation keeps coming to mind, but I don't know your situation. I don't want to make it seem like I do know all of it, but it does look like it's for a reason. Sometimes the devil energy can indicate that we're just being obsessed. So maybe somebody is obsessed with a certain outcome and gave you that music box because they think it will make you like them more. That's definitely a possibility. I'll pull one more card about why the music box is significant. We've got the Nine of Wands. Something was feeling difficult, and so somebody thought that the music box would um, you asked, is this Dracula? No, this is actually a deck that is based on the Pacific Northwest in the West Coast of America. Yeah, so somebody gave you this card, that the music box, because they were feeling stressed about something, and I think they thought that it would change the situation somehow. Um, but I can see why there might be a sense of like difficulty or maybe even anxiety over it. Yeah. You said you're Romanian. Oh, okay, cool. There is a vlogger that I like a lot who is Romanian. Elia Zaita. She's a New York vlogger that I watch. Yes, somebody gave it to you. Yeah, so I think maybe somebody gave it to you to like relieve the stress of the situation, sort of. And for folks that are logging on now, the Virgo part of the reading is done, and I'm answering questions specifically for folks. So if you have a question you want to ask the cards, I will pull a card for you, and you can drop it in the comments. Diva, you're scared? I wouldn't be scared. I would. Let me pull a card. Another card. I would just know like that sometimes people give us gifts for, to get us to like them. I mean, when have you ever heard of people like taking cookies into the office on their first day? You do that because you're trying to manipulate the situation so that people like you because you make good cookies. So it's kind of like the same thing, I think. You got the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles means that you are good on your own, that you're safe, that you have what you need on your own. The Nine in Tarot is always about how we can be successful without needing others, with, being satisfied with what we're able to build with our own hands. So, I wouldn't, if I were you, I mean, you know your situation better. The cards aren't telling me to be scared of the cards, because when the devil card comes up, to me it doesn't mean evil, it means like anxiety or depression or anger or like um, over indulgence, things like that. And so I think that the person was just trying really hard to make a situation better, is why. So Diva's Goddess, are you safe to go outside at night? What do you mean by that? Like physical safety or like spiritual safety? Like from like spirits and ghosts? Is that what you mean? Yes, both. Okay, so in terms of the physical safety thing, you're gonna have to evaluate that yourself. Always get help if you feel unsafe. Get help from someone. Call authorities or do something to make yourself feel safe. In terms of spiritual safety, that is a very different thing, because to me, the spirit world is a very complex place, and it is more complex or just as complex as this material world we can see. Um, I would say that if you feel like going outside at night is not something that, if your gut feeling, like if in your heart of hearts or whatever, you're like, oh, this isn't right, because remember, we have to distinguish between our intuition and between our anxiety. I'm a person, I have very strong intuition. I have a psychic channel. I've been doing this my whole life. But I also have a lot of anxiety. And so I spend a lot of time trying to figure out like what is the difference between those. You said you like to walk at night. Yeah, so like trust yourself. Sometimes anxiety is going to be the thing that makes us feel, we know what an anxiety attack feels like, but then we know what something that, like, in terms of intuition, like what doesn't feel right. The way we can know if it's our intuition is, the feeling you get, like, let's say you have a carton of milk and you know that it's empty, but somebody says, that's a full carton of milk. You know in your gut, like, oh no, this is an empty carton of milk. I can feel it. Like, it just, you're not mad about it. You're just like, oh no, it's empty. You're wrong. This is an empty one. So that's what intuition is like. It's just the sense of knowing without needing to feel overly emotional about it, but just knowing, yes, this is truth, or no, this is not. So that's how I kind of monitor my intuition in terms of the spirit world. But physical safety wise, like, you are in your part of the world, so I'm not even going to try and comment on that other than like saying, ask for help, call the authorities if you need to. But like, do always prioritize your physical safety, but like spiritual safety, I know a whole lot about. And I'll say, trust your intuition. And maybe I'll make a video about spiritual safety. You're not the first person who's asked me about that. So, but yeah, just trust yourself. Always trust yourself. You live in the Netherlands. Yeah, there's a lot of like energy out there. Just there's so much like history. So I don't know, if it were me, I would just trust your intuition. And then if you have things like an evil eye, like those are always protective charms. So whatever that might be in your like culture, or symbols, or things like garlic, even. I absolutely believe that herbs can protect us. Um, I have a lot of plants and things in my home for specific reasons. Right behind me, I have three big snake plants, because I believe that snake plants are protective. And so I use them to protect the energy as I'm doing these readings, you know? You're Romanian, but you're scared to leave your home. Yeah, I would definitely talk, like, physical safety wise, like, maybe talk with your neighbors or your landlord, maybe something like that. But spiritual safety wise, just get yourself some protective charms. That usually makes me. Yeah, snake plants are really great. Put in the window or by your door, a snake plant is really great. Or a succulent that has a cactus, something that has thorns on it. Put that in the window or by the door, and that protects the energy. Um, Plants are amazing for sure. All right, my friend, I am gonna get going because I need to make myself dinner. I have had a long day of work, so I need to make myself some dinner. Thank you for coming. It's always good to talk to you, Diva's Goddess. And you have a necklace of the god Ra. Okay, yeah, that would help. Like, exactly, things like that. Or even like the evil eye symbol, like the little blue thing, um, like the emoji that you can see. You can usually buy those little charms at like a little store, whatever, inexpensive. Those, I think, go really far. I use them. I think they go really far. So, yeah. All right. Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad you had a good time talking with me, and always prioritize your physical safety. All right. I will see you later.